This is the kitchen area. This is the multi-purpose hall.
Okey, jarak ni tumpang belakang ke belakang, tumpang belakang ke belakang. Kaki dari belakang. Yang belakang.
So as you can see, the multi-purpose hall is a decent size.
Okey, belakang, cepat sikit.
With a little stage area.
Belakang, tumpang stop. Okey, stop.
And there are just some random sitting area. Random sitting area is right next to some buildings. Here apparently there's a clinic in one of the buildings next to this water tower. And don't know what's this. Environmentally friendly with recycle bins. Very environmentally friendly, more or less. And at the back of the campsite, there's a forested area that we're going to walk into in a moment, with a small pathway leading into it. It's next to some house that has some goats bleating away right there, which is next to a residential house right there. As you can see, there's a house here with goats, and I'll zoom in on the goats here for you. This is a kambing soup before it becomes soup. There he is. The kambing soup house is just on the right of the forest, and the campsite is behind us right there. Now we're inside the forested area, camping facilities, it's grass patch, sparse trees on either side of a pathway. I'll do that again. Nice sweep from the right. And that's where the goat house is. Okay, that's where the goat house is. We're in the forest. I do a quick 360 of the campsite. We have sparse trees, some building at the end, the central pathway. Varun is standing there. More camping area. Pretty sheltered, probably useful for games. There's no water coming out of this. We're not sure why. And then that's where we walked past earlier. Okay, that's where we came from, and the goat house is just there. Kambing soup. And we got live chickens walking around, so hopefully there's no bird flu issues in this kind of place. But as you can see, that's dinner or breakfast probably. Nasi lemak, nasi goreng ayam. Okay, as we walk further in, I think these are the toilets for the campers, or whatever it is. Not very private, but yeah. It starts becoming a bit uninhabitable. The ground is, don't know what we have on the ground. And we are about 200 meters away from the gate. We're going to walk further in. And there's these steps that, again, we are not sure where the water supply comes from. Walking much further in, and as you can see, this part is not really campable. Some weird animal traps in the ground, very close, a lot of wood lying around. And on this side is supposed to be another campsite. Again, the water, we don't know where the water is coming from, but definitely not suitable for pitching tents, but possibly good for some activities. Coming to the end of the campsite, we have Varun here, and we have, looks like there's more toilets at the end along the pathway on the right. Definitely not suitable for pitching tents. The place is very uneven. We've got end mounts and that kind of thing all around. And so we have Varun taking a picture of the toilet, and this is the left part of the left side of the pathway we have here, the last end of the campsite that we walked past earlier. Definitely not habitable for pitching tents, but possibly good for capture the flag kind of games, probably. At the end of the campsite there seems to be a compost burning heap thingy, so that's probably what they do here. It's next to some water tank, so maybe that's as you can see, there's water tanks. I don't know how the water is used, but we are at the end of the pathway. We are starting to make a loop. At this point we're starting to make a loop back towards the main area of the campsite, which is in that direction. We've walked off the trail on the right and we're just walking in to where Varun is. Apparently he's found something. So this is cutting through one of the areas, possibly for camping, and it looks to have some kind of plantation thingy. This is
leopard crawl.
Okay, this looks like an activity center for leopard crawl. You may not be able to see in the video, but there is barbed wire right there. So as you can see, barbed wire, and looks like a possible area for activities. This barbed wire seems to be in the middle of some sort of obstacle course. We've got a slope at the end of it, and behind us right here we have a low wall. Probably not so low for the boys, but this looks like one area of multiple activities. So this is not a low wall, it's actually a little balancing beam. As you can see, Varun's very good at balancing. So there we go. It's one of the parts of the obstacle course. Is it? And here we have a wild buffalo trap for buffaloes and elephants that come in from the forest. So they'll walk into this giant pit, or we could use this as a prisoner of war for our night games. And we've got more activities here. We're just walking up along the obstacle course now. The loop of the pathway that goes back towards the main entrance of the campsite is on our left. So we're walking back towards the main gate in this orientation. So this is the tire thing that we saw from far. It's actually concrete blocks, right? And this is the pathway. Yep. This is not the same pathway that we walked down. This is it forms a loop. So going right is back towards the main gate, and when we were walking, the other pathway we walked through earlier was in front on that side. So that's the main gate right there. So you can see the buildings, and the obstacle course starts here. It goes down all the way to the end. So there's all these water things, intervals, and this pathway forms a loop. So this one will go away from the campsite now. After it loops, it will come back and start walking back towards the main gate and the Kambing Soup Hut. This looks like a very neatly organized dormitories at the back of the parade square. Parade square is on our left. We'll be walking towards the parade square and back to the main gate again later. So you'll see that in a while. But we're going to walk into these dorms now and see what it's like inside. We're inside one of the dorms, and as you can see, it has 2, 4, 6, 12 beds per dorm, with a cupboard in the center, 3 cupboards in the center. They're not in tip-top condition, but it might do, might just work. And the space in between is decent size. So there are quite a few of these dorms around, ventilated with 1 fan and 1 light, or 2 lights. Ventilated, 1 fan and 2 lights. And at the moment I must say that there's a increasing number of mosquitoes in the area. So as you can see, the dorms have a clothesline on the outside, and there's about 6, 8, maybe about 8 to 10 dorms here. I think around there, 2, 4, 6, 8 and 9, maybe 9. So we're coming back to the end of the pathway on this side. A lot of mosquitoes now, and as you can see, Varun is walking up, and just that's right there, it's where it joins, and that's where we started going that way. So we walked around the campsite using this pathway, and that's mainly what the campsite is about. The trees provide decent shelter, and the environment is very moist. Typical tropical area. What am I talking about? Okay, we've come out of the forest without using the path, and here you'll see a big field in front of us. This is behind the parade square, and I'm just walking in. Again, we have these water tanks that are spread around the place. So at the back of the campsite is this giant field that Varun is standing next to. I'll just cross over. Okay, so this big field, its grass is kept neatly, the one tree in the center, and then that's the parade square, and the gate is right there. That's the main gate. Kambing soup hut is somewhere in that area, and there's mosquitoes flying right in front of my face. And I guess this is parade square is used for parking. And there's this pondok on the behind the field next to the parade square. All this is in front of the campsite. I'd say in front of the campsite. Yeah, but we have just made one circle of the campsite if you have been following this video. This campsite field that we just next to the parade square, it's hard ground, gravel hard ground. I don't know how suitable it is for pitching tents, but it looks nice, flat, and cleanly kept. This is next to the main road running outside the camp, but as you can see, there's no traffic, and the parade square is right there. I'll just zoom in, and that is where the main multi-purpose hall is. That's the building of a multi-purpose hall. That's where I started this video. So yep, we walked in, and anti-clockwise movement formed that building to where I'm standing now.